If you're a man over 30 and you want a lean physique that stands for the rest of your life, not just for now, but from weeks from now, months from now, and year from now, I'm about to reveal to you the three exact strategies that you need to get lean for life. Now, we're going to be diving into a lot today. So this is going to be one for a pen and paper. And we're going to be really showing you exactly what the guys and girls that achieve the results that you want to be achieving, that get in shape not just for now, but forever, exactly do. These are the guys that ditch the bodybuilding approach, the bodybuilding diets, and they revealed a lean, carved, brand new body. So let's get straight stuck in. I'm going to show you exactly what to do to strip fat, build lean muscle, and stay in shape forever for the rest of your life. Now, going into first step one. A lot of times people think the results they get comes from the hard work they do in the gym, which couldn't be further away from the truth. And I see it time and time again because I've also been there and I've got a t-shirt that goes with it. The thing is, you want to think of this formula here. Is use your diet to influence your body weight and you train to influence your body composition. Like there's no amount of training that you'll ever do that get you in shape, and your diet's almost a multiply by zero factor. So if you're doing all the workouts and you're kicking the can down the road in terms of your diets, you're multiplying all the hard work by zero if you're not starting with your food first. And this is what happens in New Year's time in any transformation breakthrough that any individual has watching this, where they go straight into workouts. They don't even touch the diets, but that's actually step number one. Like you can achieve a lean physique and drop body fat purely through your diet alone. And we've got a lot of guys that do that, and training comes secondary. I'm not saying training hasn't got the importance, it still does. But what happens is if you just work out, you'll never look like you work out if you don't do anything with your diets. So step number one to create a physique, you want to strip the fat to reveal the muscle. You want to create a sustainable deficit. Now, the first step towards leanness is going to be energy balance, aka how much your body burns compared to how much you intake. And if that number is skewed, you'll never get results, right? So you really want to dial that in overall. And most guys typically just guess this. They go healthy, they eat better foods, have more protein, which never really carves a physique out. So exactly what I want you to do watching this video, get a pen and paper, convert your body weight into pounds, step one. That same body weight you're going to have is going to multiply by 12, and that's going to give you starting calories. Now, there's tons of calorie calculators out there on the internet. If you want to go down rabbit holes after rabbit holes to find the figure, you can do that. It gives you a starting point. And any calorie calculator is a best guess most of the time. This is a best guess, so is everything else. You need a starting point, 12 calories per pound of body weight. That gives you the exact how many calories you need to eat. Then from there, you want to make sure you know that you're not going to stick at this forever. Week one, you're going to test it out. You're going to see if your body weight comes down, body fat stripping away. And if it is, you stick to it. Normally, the rate you want to go for is 1% of your body weight per week, which means in 10 weeks, you're 10% down. That's not 10% body fat, it's 10% body weight. That's a different factor. And there's a thing you want to do here, where it's realizing every week you're going to analyze this figure, track your body weight, track your intake, and see where your body weight shifts overall. If it's coming down that 1% rate, keep going overall. However, that works until it doesn't. So generally speaking, as you lose weight, your metabolism starts to adapt. And you may hear myths such as metabolic slowdown, that your metabolism is broken. It's called adaptive thermogenesis, aka your body gets very efficient using the calorie intake and starts to use it more efficiently, which means you burn less calories throughout your day, for your week, for the course of your life. And obviously that's going to be something you undo, but that's a different story. But as you get more and more into this deficit, you're going to, one, have to change your calories overall. And two, you're going to have to start to analyze what your body weight's shifting. And if it's slowing down, you're going to start to drop it by 5 to 10%. So normally what we're going to do here, adaptive thermogenesis, take that into consideration. What that means is week one, you'll start calories, track your body weight. Week two, if it drops, keep it going. If it starts to slow down, which is normal, adaptive thermogenesis is happening. And as you lose weight, your resting energy expenditure starts to decrease, which means you have to eat less food or burn more calories through your cardio or steps. So the solution towards consistent weight loss then comes from consistent progress. So aka further deficit or diet breaks or more cardio, more steps, right? So let's say week one, you start to drop a pound, 2 pounds, 3 pounds. Week two, you drop similar. Week three slows down, but it's still the 1% target. Week four, start to slow down a little bit. Week five, make a change. Just drop your calories by 5 to 10%. Adaptive thermogenesis is happening. Your body starts to work not necessarily against you, but your metabolism is smart and your body's smart. It starts to adapt over time. And that's where you'll start to put a bigger deficit in place and a reduced calorie target. With a real life insight, your goal with this sustainable deficit is not just focused on calories, but it's focused on real life application as well. If you can't stick this forever, you're eating chicken and lettuce, fish and a rice cake, just healthy foods, and you literally cannot wait till this deficit is over and this diet is over. You're about to rebound or you're about to screw up very, very soon. So focus on dietary adherence with the calorie intake, whatever diet you follow, paleo, intermittent fasting, Atkins, carnivore, Hollywood diet, Mediterranean diet, whatever it is, as long as you can stick to it for now and for later, that's the perfect diet. I personally like to go high carb and high protein and just minimal fats where we can because of the foods I enjoy. And that's something I stick to year round. And I enjoy that. I never have to think about a ticking time bomb. I'm going to jump off this over time. So create the deficit. Step one, get your dietary adherence in there. There's tons of videos in here. I'm going to focus on solely the objective you're looking for, which is get the starting point, have the formula in place. Focus sustainability while on just speed. Things you want to look at in terms of dietary adherence, it's satiety. Are you hungry? Can you minimize hunger? So if you're super hungry, got like a lot of cravings, that's something you want to look at and address right away. Protein averaging, I would always go high protein to look good. If you want to look good, you need to eat more protein. For people that say, oh, you don't need whey protein, and you don't need to have much protein, and there's a lot of facts around it as well, as well as myths. The thing is, this is the number one macronutrient that will help you look good. So if you're not having enough of it, aka 2 grams per kilo body weight minimum, then you're going to screw up overall. You're not going to look hard at the end of it. And the final thing as well, when it comes to food and reward, stop looking at food as a reward. Start looking at these parts you're going to get results, and the parts can be socially flexible and have pleasure. You want to have results as well as pleasure. Like if someone just focuses on eating the way they do to look good, that gets boring fast. Remember, food is there for the connection reasons, for social reasons, for enjoyability. If you're a foodie like I am, you want to have a food reward system as well. So we're not just trying to focus on taste, we want to focus on pleasure as well as performance, right? So that's sustainability in a nutshell and deficit. And now let's go into step 2. Step 2 kind of ties into it a little bit. Optimize protein and training for muscle retention at the minimum, if not muscle growth. Your protein target is going to be 1.6 to 2.2 grams per kilo body weight. I like to go 2 grams per kilo body weight. It's very similar to the whole 1 gram per pound for the maths. Distribution of this, you'll get 3 to 4 meals per day, eating 30 to 40 grams per meal. That's going to allow your leucine stores to stay topped up regularly throughout your day, which is amino acid that your body needs to stimulate muscle growth and overall protein intake as well. The reason why it matters is because, like I mentioned earlier, protein is the one macronutrient that helps you look good, but also it's there to help you rebuild and repair cells, aka muscle. So if you're training all the time, you're breaking down muscle fibers. You need to repair them and stimulate growth, which is going to come through, yes, the training stimulus, but the recovery stimulus provided as well, which is aka protein and calories. As well as that, protein burns 20 to 30% of itself in calories through digestion. So if you consume a higher protein diet, you'll typically end up burning more calories, which will help with weight loss directly. So like we've had a lot of guys where we just took them a maintenance calories, and what happens is we increase their protein intake drastically, and because their body's metabolizing more calories and burning more calories, the weight just comes off overall because they're burning more over time. And it helps you get into a bit net negative energy expenditure. From there, also cravings, satiety index, how full you feel after a meal also is massively improved. Like if you have a habit where you have a meal, you're not full, that could be hunger, that could be sleep, hormones, but a lot of times could be protein intake as well. From there, if you look at training, I mentioned this earlier, weight loss is nutrition, fat loss is for your training and a combination of diets. Like there's so many people that would end up just putting themselves to a crash diet, eat less, move more, and they'll look the same but just shrunk. If you want to look good, you're training for body composition mastery. What that looks like 3 to 4 times a week per training, focus on intensity rather than just training volume. Like rather than doing 15, 20 reps, do 6 to 10. Get stronger over time. Your body composition is always going to be a reflection of your training, and muscular development, aka hypertrophy, happens between the 6 to 15 rep range. And if we can focus on that rep range over time and get stronger and stronger every single week, every single day within that rep range, it's going to stimulate muscle growth. So that way you're using your diet to drop body fat, you're trained to build muscle over time. Compound lifts is something you actually want to do. Nowadays, there's people that always focus on machines, which I personally absolutely love. It's absolutely a godsend for stability, form standardization, and to make sure every rep looks complete and the same. And it helps you train to failure. But compound lifts such as deadlifts, squatting patterns, barbell rows, chin-ups, things that's going to be aka working multiple muscle groups at the same time. Rather than training isolation movements, go and do some bigger movements that target multiple body parts all at the same time. You'll burn more calories, you'll build more muscle, and naturally you build more better core strength and better abdominal muscles too. And then finally, training hard and training intensity is probably not spoken about enough as well. Like nowadays, people almost train and they've got 5 or 10 reps they can still do. The number one thing you want to look at when it comes to training is progressive overload, getting stronger, and progressive intensity over time, as well as training intensity. So we like to use the reps in reserve and the rep speed model. So what I want to look at here is 2 to 3 reps in reserve, generally speaking. And what that means is, let's say you get to the end of a set, you're doing a squat, and you know you can just do 2 more reps, call it there. We don't have to go to absolute failure all the time. We want to go to relative failure compared to overall. So there's no point testing 1 rep maxes. We're not bodybuilders here. We want to train smart, not just hard. So 2 to 3 reps in reserve, and then secondarily, rep speed. So when you get to the end of a set, you know you're training hard if your rep speed is diminished. So if your rep looks the same every single time, you're doing a shoulder press and the rep 1 looks the same as rep 8, you can got so much more in the tank. If your form diminishes, that is a good sign. So if you compare rep speed and 2 to 3 reps in reserve with every single movement, every single set, you're going to look good as well with byproducts. And then on top of that as well, if we look at training, if you look at overall your metabolism, you'll build more muscle. When you build more muscle, your body burns more calories at rest. So you can literally be sitting here just casually and you're burning more calories because you have more muscle, which allows you to stay lean year round as well. It allows you to eat more food, stay leaner and look good year round too. So what I always look at here is we're not just trying to burn calories, we're trying to look good. And we're generally looking at a stance where it's like medium term and long term, it will have more impact than cardio alone because you'll burn more calories, not just in that session, but afterwards. And for years to come, the longer you retain that muscle overall. So that's something to consider as well. Helps you metabolically, helps you look good. There's so many advantages. Everybody should do it until the day they die. I definitely will. Now, and the last thing when you come into building a lean body, lifestyle mastery. If you are just training, just doing your diets, but your lifestyle is completely a wreck, you're going to be in a spot where it's going to be hard to get the results you're after. And what we're going to look at is sleep, stress, alcohol, how active you are, social eating, and real life strategies as well. So sleep, what you want to look at is nobody's ever going to build an amazing body with poor sleep. I personally, I hate sleeping. I get to the end of the day and I'm like, this is stupid. Like, why can't you just work? However, if it didn't influence my productivity, my body, and my health, I probably wouldn't need to sleep. If I couldn't get away with it, I would. However, it does. It will influence hunger, recovery, body composition through cortisol levels. And typically for most people, you need a minimum 6.5 or 7 hours, up to 9 hours where you can, which is unrealistic. But if you can get away with it, please, please do. You will see more results from this alone than anything else. Your body's going to look good. You'll have better habits. You'll have more motivation, and how you feel dictates how you perform in everyday life. So you'll make better decisions. You'll also perform better, and you'll recover better, and you'll look good as well. Stress. Chronic cortisol will directly lead to more stubborn body fat around your visceral areas, midsection, and other parts like your love handles too. The reason what cortisol is a stress hormone. When stress is high, cortisol's high. Stress can be training stress, like a recovery, work stress, diet, too little, too much exercise, overall psychology, and you want to have things you do to actually directly regulate that over time. Alcohol, next, is for most people here, you have to make a decision at some point towards elite level results or elite level social life. You can't go out and drink alcohol all the time and expect to look good. You can look average, which for some people is completely fine. I think there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. I used to in the past kind of dim down on it, but a lot of the times if you want to achieve elite level physique, you need to make elite level decisions and make decisions like an athlete rather than just a regular person that drinks and socializes and does things that are kind of contradicting the goal you have. So with alcohol overall, we're not going to say take it out. What I'd recommend is have 1 day per week, go for low calorie alcohol. The reason why is if you have it regularly, alcohol will stop fat loss from happening, and it'll also stop the process of building muscle, because what happens as soon as you get alcohol in your system, your body's directly recognizing that as a toxin, and its number one priority at the moment is to get rid of that. So at that point there, if you're in a calorie deficit but you've got tons of alcohol in your system, it will prioritize metabolizing the alcohol before it goes to fat burning. If you're trying to build muscle, same thing applies. So we're 1 day a week, regulate. There's a difference between having a drink and drinking. Some occasions, if you need to, go for it. Don't just be one-dimensional and just put it all out. But majority of the time, having a drink versus drinking is a completely different ballgame. Then social eating, you want tactical flexibility rather than rigid eating. I'd recommend now, if you can have a formula in place, you can eat out regularly, know how to, when to, how much to, I can get the results you're after, you're good to go. Things like that, high protein, banking calories, swapping sides, reducing ingredients where you can, you're good to go. There's a separate training on that, but that's something to consider as well. Then finally, long-term leanness is a behavioral shift. You're not someone that gets lean, you are a lean person and you adopt the behaviors and the habits that contribute towards that end goal. It's the same as like, you're not someone that goes to the gym, you are a fit person. You live up to your identity and your behaviors automatically shape themselves. So that's what you're kind of looking at. And generally speaking, start to live it as you're someone that lives lean rather than diets lean as well. Start to become that person and your gravitation pull that outcome towards you and it will make it much easier for you over time. So closing thoughts, guys. To build a lean body, you need sustainable calorie deficit, sustainable dieting for now and for future results. Rigid dieting and short-term focus leads to short-term results. Second thing, protein is the one macronutrient that contributes to us looking good, feeling good in everyday life. And resistance training is not just for a better body, it's for a better mind and a better quality of life. So training to look good, training intensity, progressively overloading and focus on weights over cardio is just so number one focus when it comes to your workouts. Cardio is like an appetizer. It's nice to have as part of the meal, but you don't need it. Then lifestyle levers. You're not someone that eats lean and diets lean. You're someone that lives lean. You are a lean person. You're not eating healthy. You are healthy individuals. Another word, you're not a reader. You're not someone that reads books. You are a reader. Create an identity that matches the result and you'll get results that nobody else did. Like the guys that we coach, they step it up in life. They're having a behavioral shift. They do the right things, do these 3 steps every single day for the rest of their life, and they do it consistently because they got a framework. And you can see guys like Gavin over here in his 50s, Julian in his 50s, Anthony, Branislav. These guys have adopted the system that has worked for many. And if you want to learn how, this page is there to show you. So make sure you click subscribe, like, and share as you need to if you find it useful and you think it's do the share. And see you in the next video, guys.